Lads and lassies, welcome back to the YouTube. Right, so I wanted to do more videos like Road to the Europeans or some like wakeboard challenges, but I'm sure some of you know I've kind of hurt my neck a little bit of whiplash, pulled this muscle, it's the trapezius, and so I'm off for like a few more days, which sucks because the Europeans is next week, but this is wakeboarding. Anyway, so I didn't want to leave the channel stagnant, so I put up a post on my Facebook and my Instagram saying ask some questions, we'll do a Q&A, and I'll pick out the ones I like, and then we'll just do this video that we're filming right now. So let's just get into the video. Oh, and the last thing is I've just picked like a variety of like kind of wakeboarding questions, and then like some actual pretty good, insightful, serious questions, which is kind of nice to answer. So here we go. First question is, how do I get better at wakeboarding switch? So this is like a real common question, and the thing is like it's time, it's doing it loads. So my biggest tip would be, it's like, because it's learning wakeboarding again, so I would say on your warm-up for like 2 or 3 minutes, just carve around switch, get more comfortable with it, and then eventually you'll just realize that it actually becomes easier the more you do it, like anything. Question number 2, what is your pre-riding routine during a contest? So that is a great question because everyone has different routines, and I have tried everything. I've tried sitting with loud music in and focusing myself. I've tried like going for runs, stretching, everything. For me, it was all a waste of time, and about a year ago I figured out the perfect ticket for me doing well in contests in terms of a pre-routine, and that is to not do anything I wouldn't do when I'm practicing. Think about it, I don't sit with loud music and focus myself before I go for a wakeboard on a Tuesday afternoon, so why should I do it on the day? So now I just go on my phone, chat to my friends, just kind of relax, and then I end up doing better. So that's kind of my routine, is I don't really have a routine. Why don't you go to the Nationals? I presume you mean the WWA Nationals last week in America somewhere. There's 2 reasons. The cost for me to go to those WWA, like any of those pro tour stops, is $2,500 from Ireland. If you take like the flights, the hotel, the accommodation, the hotel accommodation is the same thing. But like, do you know what I mean? Like, rental car, all that stuff adds up, and I don't believe I'd make it back because I don't think I'd like win. So it's not financially worth it is number 1. Number 2 is like, and this is the real reason to be quite honest, is like I wouldn't be as happy there. Like I love being in Ireland, and like, yes, the weather's shit all the time, it's raining right now, the wake is not massive, like it's not the most glamorous place in the world, but I have my friends here, like I just like Ireland, and it's not a crime, like, so that's why I didn't really go. I kind of am happier doing my own thing here with YouTube, and just like, it doesn't have to be, do you know what it is actually? I don't want to have to go through the system. It's like, just the system is, you go and you do the junior pro tour, then you do the pro tour, and then you just do well. That's how it works. And then, like, why? Like, that doesn't have to be the way. So that's kind of my, like, I guess my attitude is like, I'm gonna do this my way, and like, screw everyone else. If they're not happy with it, then tough. But that's just my attitude, is I want to do it my own way, and I love the way I do it. Like, I'm so much happier here than when I spent like a year in Orlando. Just there, so that's it. It's a lifestyle sport, so I'm doing it in my lifestyle way. The next question is, what was your most difficult trick to learn? Not necessarily the most advanced, just one you had difficulty with. For me, 100% was 2 tricks. The heel side 360 took me like yonks. I just couldn't get my head around it. But the most difficult, without a shadow of a doubt, was the chrome over. Like, it took me like 1,000 tries. Like, not even joking, it probably actually took me like 700 tries. And then when I did eventually land it, then like I just couldn't land it again, and then it took me like 3 years probably to actually get consistent. Next question is, what are your goals for this year? I have goals for sure, like, because in wakeboarding it's so easy to just float, like, no pun intended. And like, you can just like cruise through wakeboarding and not really have any vision where you want to go, just kind of get stuck in it. Like, you can like nearly lose yourself within it. So I do actually physically write down goals, but I would definitely say my biggest goal for this year is like happening next week. Last year I won the European Championships in Holland, but it was kind of a slightly hollow victory because the previous European champion wasn't there, and that's Prewriting. Then after the Europeans in Holland, we went to Mexico to the World Championships, Massey became world champion. So that is like, obviously I want to try and have a go at beating that. And then I thought Massey isn't going to come to Europeans, and then no joke, yesterday he FaceTimed me and he was like, yeah man, I'm coming over here. So as much as like I'm really good friends with him and I want him to do well, I actually want him to do so well, I want to just do better, do you know what I mean? And so I would love to have like a proper legit battle in Ireland next week. Hopefully I can do well. So that is my main goal, to be European champion in Ireland whilst being the world champion. That would be like so cool and unbelievable. Yeah, so sorry Massey. The next question, and it kind of runs off that question, is what are you wanting or looking for to accomplish in your wakeboarding career? So for me, I guess it changes daily. Like sometimes you want to do this and you want to be the best competitive wakeboarder, the next you want to have the biggest social media, like it always changes. But I guess like for me lately, like I've just become like obsessed with this YouTube thing. Like not even just my stuff, I don't watch TV anymore, I just watch other YouTubers. Like I'm so into it. And so I would love to be like the wakeboarding YouTuber, because there's not really anyone. There's wakeboard YouTube channels, but they're all just how-tos or whatever. There's no one like kind of doing what I do. I don't know of them anyway. Well, there is, but like now I feel like I'm at the forefront of that. So for me, to accomplish, to be that wakeboard YouTuber guy would be like the biggest career accomplishment. Alright, next questione is an absolute beauty, if I recall, and it is, what was your very first sponsor? My very first sponsor when I was 11, in theory, in a roundabout way, I'm still sponsored by them now, and it was the Edge Water Sports, and I'm still sponsored by them because they're the O'Brien distributor for Ireland. So I still like deal with the guy Rob. He's like the nicest gentleman ever, and I guess obviously he gave me sponsorship when I was 11. Like, so what happened was I was just doing loads of competitions and whatever, and then I don't even know how it came about, but I got a 20% discount from him, or maybe it was 30%. And I bought a board from him, like with actual money. Well, I think my dad did, to be fair. And then what happened was I just sold like all his wakeboards and wetsuits and whatever he had in his shop down into like all the people on my lake. I don't think I sold very much, but I ended up like kind of getting some money back on my board. And that, I guess, was my very first sponsor, and I'm still with him now. Half my life I've been sponsored by the Edge Water Sports. So there you go. Do you think WakeZeach is playing a useful role in our sport? So WakeZeach is an Instagram profile and I think a website. It's anonymously run, but I think most of us know who runs it. And they basically just take the piss out of wakeboarding, where they post funny wakeboard videos, like where people will just crash, where they do something not cool. So, because I do all this YouTube stuff, I'm not the coolest wakeboarder in the world. So I get on it quite a lot. So I think where I stand on this is a good perspective, because I've been on it I was on it last Thursday. WakeZeach, I think, is brilliant for the sport, because any publicity is terrific publicity. It's so true, because like if you read the comments under the WakeZeach thing, like they're hilarious. Like people are going at each other, getting angry, and it's like every other sport has that. We need that type of stuff. It's the same with the wakeboard site. One time they posted like Corey Junison messes up and throws it all away, and everyone was like, oh man, that's a bit harsh. But that's what the headlines are in like football, so why not be like that in wakeboarding? Yes, I think WakeZeach is, if it was bigger, it would even do more for the sport. So genuinely, even though I'm on it all the time, I like wish them the best of success, and I hope it like gets to like 50,000 million followers. Favorite wake video from the last 10 years, how many times did you watch it? Favorite rider in the film? Favorite wake video is definitely Counterfeit This. I watched it like a million times. I think it actually came out in 2005, so it's 11 years old. And Parks Bonifay section. Also love Danny Harris, but Parks Bonifay definitely took the ticket, took the biscuit for me. Someone had the balls to ask the juicy question, actually a few people did, where do you get your income from? Or not, I guess the curiosity. And like, is it from sponsors, or do you have a job on the side? For me, I have like 4 or 5 kind of small sources of revenue, which would then equal my income. So the first is sponsorship, and that is definitely the main one for me. So basically I represent the brand, and then they give you like a salary, or they give you your cost, or they give you a percentage of your sales. That's number 1. Number 2 is prize money, which is pretty blatant what that is. It's money for winning. Number 3 would be coaching, so just going down doing one-on-one coaching at the lake, whether it's at the cable or on the boat. Number 4, for me this year has been like dock wake, so like my online coaching thing. It's not very much money, but it's still money, and it's like just a really great way to do it because I can do it in my own time, and I guess it's much more scalable as well, to be fair. And number 5 would be, and this is quite funny actually, so it's because of you guys watching these YouTube videos. I just got my first YouTube check, it wasn't even a check, it's just a bank transfer. I got it last week. I only set up like an AdSense account last month, so I hadn't been getting it for like the last year. But there you go, so YouTube pays, it's not very much now. So yeah, that's where you make money. Oh, actually someone asked the question, I didn't even take note of it though, like can you make a lot? Compared to other sports, no. Like it is a lifestyle sport. Some of the top guys, like over in the States, they do make very good money, and like you see, like they do quite well. Most people don't make a fortune. It's like a lifestyle, and the thing is, right? You can bring in a lot of money, but then the cost of going to the event, the cost of putting petrol in the boat to train, all those costs add up. So like at the end of the year, at the end of the financial year, you might not actually be like, you think you've taken in loads and then you put all your expenses out and you're like, oh actually there's not that much left. So like yeah, it is more of a lifestyle sport, but I believe that all of us, or like I believe anyway that I can definitely do well from it, but it's just like not going to happen overnight. I'll be driving a GTR anytime soon, but I won't be claiming the dough, hopefully not either. Alright, last question is, when are you going to drop a video part? A video part being like a full cinematographied, big bangers riding edit. I would love to do it so much. Like, see, like when you watch this X Games real wake thing, like Jesus, I would love to. But the problem is, I guess, I need a big wake, some better weather. So maybe one day I'll get on X Games real wake and do a full-blown legit one. Right, that is it guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope, like I know it kind of went on for long, but I hope like you kind of got some good information out of it, and hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully I'll be back wakeboarding in like another 2 days, just so frustrating like. But anyway, yeah, so thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Have a great week, and yeah, cheers guys.